Hey guys, today for reading workshop, we'll be working out of Scholastic Scope again. We'll be on day 3 activities. To get to this, obviously, you have to look at the instructions that I gave you in the original post on Tuesday. But today's activities are that you will read closely by going back into the play and answering the questions on slides 5 through 8. Now, normally, if we were in the classroom, we would be doing this together. We would be discussing these questions and answers, and then we would be adding them to our slide deck together. So obviously, we're not going to get the back and forth benefits of discussion and you guys adding to each other's answers and building our answers that way, but I'm still going to go ahead and do that. I will talk you through the answers. Feel free to watch this video and then go back in and add those answers to your slide deck, because that's what we would do in the classroom. Do reach out if you disagree with one of my answers or you have a better answer, or just put it on your slide deck. Just because it's what I think doesn't necessarily mean that it's the only way to put it, and that you have to write it that way on your answers. So feel free to do what you think is right. I'm going to go ahead and click on the slide deck here, and I am on slide 5, as you can see. I do have the play open, so I went to slide 4 first, and I clicked on the link, and then I opened it so that I could go back and forth between the play and the questions in order to answer it, just like we would if we were in the classroom. So I'm just going to jump right in. Our first question says, in scene 3, why do you think Odysseus says that his ship was destroyed by Poseidon? I think that this could have been done for 2 reasons. One of those reasons could be that Odysseus is worried that Polyphemus will destroy the ship, so he doesn't want to tell him about it. Or it could be that Odysseus wants Polyphemus to think that the men had no choice but to land on the island, so they're desperate, and maybe he will be kind and friendly to them. Question 2. In scene 3, SD3 says that Polyphemus lifts a vat of milk and guzzles it down. Why do you think the playwright chose the word guzzles instead of another word like drinks or sips? This is what we would call a sound device. The word guzzle is, because the word itself sounds like the sound that is made when you're doing that. Guzzles also helps you understand that Polyphemus drinks the milk in a fast and greedy way, which contributes to the characterization of Polyphemus as a brute. So the playwright wants us to think that Polyphemus is a villain and he's just unrefined and he's a monster, basically. If we move on to question 3, why might the playwright have decided to have Polyphemus be gentle with his sheep? So we're working on the author's perspective, or author's craft here, or writer's craft, when we answer this question. And so what we're trying to do is draw an inference about, why did the playwright do it this way? What was he hoping to achieve by doing so? So in this respect, I think the playwright was trying to be funny. This choice could have been made to be funny. It's silly that Polyphemus speaks gently to his sheep, and then in the next, breath is tossing humans into his mouth. Or it could have been made to make Polyphemus a more sympathetic character. So he's not all bad. See, he loves his sheep. So it could either have been to be funny, or it could have been to evoke sympathy from the readers for Polyphemus. Question 4 says, what do you learn about the Greek gods Poseidon and Zeus from the play? Explain. So there was a lot of evidence that we could use to explain our answer, but I think without a doubt, when you read this play, you get the idea that Poseidon and Zeus are very powerful, angry, and vengeful. So they're seeking revenge. That's what vengeful means. You learn that they're all of these things. Some details from the story that support this are that in scene 1, Eos and Thales say that Poseidon has a sick sense of humor, and they wonder if they angered Poseidon. So that doesn't sound like someone that I want angry with me. They think they're being punished, that he's the reason that they are starving and struggling the way that they are. In scene 3, Odysseus says to Polyphemus that he will be the object of Zeus' wrath if he doesn't obey Zeus's command to be friendly to strangers. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the cave, Odysseus encourages his men to go ahead and start eating because the Cyclops that lives there should be giving them gifts. And the reason that he said that is because that's something that Zeus has commanded. So again, both of those details suggest that both of those gods are powerful. They can be angry because wrath and punishment, those are angry and vengeful qualities. If we go on to the next slide, we're looking at question 5. What is the difference between calling someone clever and calling someone cunning? Calling someone clever is usually a compliment. You are saying that that person has a quick, inventive mind or that they show intelligence. Calling someone cunning is less complimentary. You're saying that that person is clever in a tricky or deceptive way, that they're good at tricking people to get what they want. So two very different things. They're similar. They would probably be synonyms for each other, clever and cunning, but one has positive implications and the other one has negative. And then that brings us to the end of our questions for today. Hopefully being able to at least hear me talk out my reasoning for my answers will help you. I miss you guys and I hope you're well.